This is A-Game. Fast acting, long lasting, with no side effects.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your host, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So what we got for you today is Black women don't have anything to be proud of. And I saw this clip and I thought that this would be a good moment to teach and to cook. You understand? Because this is what we're talking about here. And I'm going to allow this video possibly to run twice so that you can really hear what's being said. So here we go. Let me share my screen.
Women have a hard time taking responsibility. We have a hard time being shown ourselves. And I've come to realize that women are very, very prideful. Like, men have egos, but women are very prideful. And the reason why we have a hard time being shown who we are is because the opposite of pride is shame. And we don't want to feel that shame because it is very painful. Wow. But let me tell you something. You have nothing to be shameful about simply because you're imperfect. We are all imperfect. The best gift, one of the best gifts you can give your husband is when he says, babe, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I see in you. This is where you can improve. This is the adjustments I think that you can make, is to sit back and think about it. And then say, you know what, babe, I can see where I could do better in that area. You're right. I'm sorry for making you feel that way. I don't want you to feel that way. Right? Eat it. Because that's going to give you the relationship you're actually fighting for. Women have a...
Okay. I said I might let that run twice. I changed my mind on that because she said a mouthful and we really need to talk about it. So let me stop sharing. Okay. She said a mouthful. And she was basically talking about women having a lot of pride, which causes them to not want to take correction. It causes them to not want to take responsibility and accountability for the things that they do because women don't like feeling shame. And this is absolutely true. Women don't like to feel shame. We don't like to feel bad. We don't like to feel as though we're not enough or we're not making the cut and things of that nature. However, that same feeling, while in some people it spurs them to actually make improvements so that they don't have to feel that way. For a lot of women, and especially we're going to focus on a lot of Black women, will feel that way, but then still be mired in the negativity that's got them feeling like that. Still be mired in the mentality that got them feeling like that. The self-sabotaging that we like to do when we want to play victim, or we want to be a victim, or we want to feel like somebody's doing something to us, or we can't make it further, or we can't do better. But I wanted to focus on something else too, because Black women collectively have a lot of what I call false pride. Okay, it's a lot of false pride. And collectively, Black women don't have anything to be proud of. Nothing. So I don't know why y'all run around here and talk about how much you queens and how much somebody got to respect you and how somebody got to treat you and somebody got to do this and do that. You expect the world of people. You expect the world to sort of bow down or to sort of cater to you and coddle you and understand you and all of these sorts of things. And listen, let me tell you something. The world don't owe you understanding. The world does not owe you understanding. It don't owe you forgiveness. It don't owe you a pass. And I know it seems unfair, but really it's not. So it is what it is. So let's really just talk about it, because when we talk about the definition of pride, it says the quality or state of being proud, such as a reasonable self-esteem, confidence, and satisfaction in oneself. Then there is the pleasure that comes from relationships, associations, achievements, or possessions that is seen as a source of honor and respect. Exaggerated self-esteem or conceit, okay? So this is or an ostentatious or showy display, that sort of thing. And pride is also one of, if you believe in that, it's also listed as one of the 7 deadly sins, okay? And its counter is humility. And shame is actually attached to humility as well. So when we talk about Black women and their false sense of pride, we've got these women always walking around with their nose in the air, talking highly of themselves. But what have Black women collectively achieved in a positive way? Like, really, what have we done as a group? Let me tell you what we've done collectively as a group. The Black family, and thus the Black community, is nearly non-existent due to the pride of Black women. And what has that pride really done? Pride has made them, just like that lady said on the video, made you not want to take any correction or any constructive criticism, no matter what form it takes, no matter who it comes from, no matter how it's meant to help you, no matter who say what, how it's brought. Y'all always tone policing people. You know, oh, you got to say it like this, sis. Oh, you got to say it like that. You know, all you got to say, you know, you can't say these words and you can't say those words and you can't put it like this and then you can't talk loud and then you can't say it, you know, this way and that way because our feelings and all of this sort of thing. The most disrespectful group of people walking around America right now is always talking about the respect that they don't get and the respect that they need to get and how people need to treat them and talk to them. But it's been the pride that's really stopped everything from moving forward, because when you got told so much pride, then you can't take that correction. Due to your pride, no correction. And Black women have gotten worse and worse. There's more chaos. There's more foolishness. There's more brokenness that you never address. Because even when we're not talking about how y'all twerk on tables and how y'all getting BBLs and getting your kidney stolen and all of that type of stuff, even when we're not talking about that, even when we are addressing the inner issues that's going on with y'all, when everybody else that has done the work and done the work of healing can look back and see, sis, you're not healed. And I can tell you're not healed because of the way that you're responding. I can tell you're not healed by the way that you act. I can tell that you're not healed by the way that you're carrying everything. You carry your relationships as though there's still pain, as though there is still something to be worked on. And y'all don't like admitting that due to the pride. Because if you admit wrongdoing, or you admit that something is going wrong, or you admit that you've made mistakes, or you admit that you made bad decisions, and this is why you're in the outcome that you in, then you feel like you less than or you weak for having admitted something is wrong. So rather than admit that, you rather continue in the wrong. And that's where the issue is. Because if you was by yourself in a box and in a bubble, not bothering nobody, wouldn't nobody care. But the fact that you're raising children in your dysfunction, that's the other thing. And you're pushing the men away in your dysfunction. You're pushing them out of homes, or you never created the homes to begin with before you introduce children into a dysfunctional situation. And you find in these dysfunctional situations because you're dysfunctional. You find in these dysfunctional men because that's what you're attracting, because you're dysfunctional. You're not addressing the stuff that's going on in here. You're not addressing the stuff that's going on in here. You're not even making the real effort to do that. You rather sit back and say, oh, you know, I don't want nobody to fault me for nothing. You so caught up in not being at fault for anything that you stagnate. And not only do you stagnate, you move backwards. You hustling backwards every day because you don't want to hear it. You don't want nobody to tell you what's going on. You don't want nobody to pull your coattails. You don't want to feel what you gotta feel in order to heal and move forward. You don't want to feel them feelings. You don't want to revisit. You think healing is forgetting about everything that you went through or the things that's really bothering you and you try to bury them deep down and try to ignore them and live your best life, that's not healing, because that brokenness still come out in everything that you do. That energy is still carried everywhere. It's a long and arduous process to address issues so that you can heal them. But what else are you going to do? And what else you're going to do is what y'all been doing, stagnating, but you've been stagnating everybody else as well. You've been holding everybody else back. And you proud of the wrong things. You worried about the wrong things. You put the badge of honor on the mistake. You put the badge of honor on the bad decision. You put the badge of honor on the foolishness. You put the badge of honor on the stupidity, like being a struggling single mom. Like y'all celebrated that instead of the women who was going through it and understood just how challenging it was and just how much of a struggle that was. Instead of y'all telling young women, hey, don't do this. Y'all don't want to make this mistake. Y'all need to get into real relationships and marriages and stuff like that before y'all start having children. No, you celebrated it. Yeah, we strong single mothers. Like that wasn't nothing to be happy about. That was nothing to be proud of. Nothing. The struggle, proud to drag your men through the mud, proud to try to keep your kids away from their dad, proud to keep the Black family from formulating, proud to sabotage every relationship you've been in, proud to have 4 children and 4 baby daddies to go with them. Like, how you proud of this stuff? You proud to be struggling single mothers that can't tolerate their own kids. You don't even like your own kids. You don't like their fathers. You use the children as pawns against their dad, or you use them as trash cans to dump all of your dysfunction into because they too small to really counteract you or to resist you. So you pass all your generational curses on to the next generation instead of warning them or doing anything. And you're proud of being a constant source of issues that prevent Black men and Black women from coming together. Because you refuse course correction and you've declared war on Black men. This gender war was declared by Black women. Y'all spent so much time on the talk show circuit, the Oprah circuit, all in the 80s, all in the 90s, trashing Black men to anybody who will listen. You were all on all of these networks and radio shows and TV shows and talk shows. You was making movies. You was making television. You were doing everything that you could to tarnish the image of Black men in front of the world. And these were the same Black men that you would get off of TV and go ask for assistance and help. You would go ask for his 4 Ps. You would want him to hold you down and you would want him to take care of you. Same group of Black men that you just got through trashing. Oprah was the biggest one trashing Black men. How many Black men have helped turn her career that she don't give credit to? How many Black men have given her or opened the door for her so she could walk through, so she could be a millionaire, just so she could use the platform to take a crap on all Black men's image? You've declared a war on Black men themselves. You've declared war on Black masculinity. And so the gender war has raged for decades, leading Black women to be uncovered, unprotected, and open to be taken advantage of in every way possible in this society. Whether we're talking about biologically being taken advantage of, culturally so, because y'all always crying about cultural appropriation and all this other stuff. Y'all always crying about that, and environmentally not protected and being taken advantage of. You set yourself up for that by moving the covering of your men. And like the lady said, shame, and I would add humility, is the opposite of pride, which is why Black women strive so hard to remove shame from the culture when it's directed at them. They only like shame when they can shame Black men about something, or other Black women that don't agree with the sisterhood or they gynocentric stances. Other than that, Black women strive to take shame out of everything. Don't slut shame me. Don't shame me for my body count. Don't shame me for my bad decisions. Don't shame me for all the outcomes. Don't shame me for the bad way that I conduct myself in public, or that I conduct myself with my family, or my low spiritual value, or the way I get out here and do buffoonery. Don't shame me because of that. Uplift me because of that stupid stuff. We gotta uplift Black women for foolishness, because they don't want to feel shame. So this is why we need to bring shame back, because actually shame is good for you, because it introduces that humility into you. See, a lioness has a healthy amount of shame and humility, because a lioness can actually be made to feel ashamed of bad behavior or her bad decisions. And that shame actually leads to a couple of things. First, it leads to the acceptance of the need for the correction. And then it also leads to the actual effort making for the correction and the improvement, especially when it is at the behest of her husband, who is only trying to help her become a better person. So he'll point out her flaws. He'll point out her issues. He'll attempt to give her tools to work on or advice about how she should approach them. And a lioness, no matter the fact that we feel bad, that's part of it. That's part of that corrective process, to feel bad, that we can be made to be feeling bad, that our man can say, hey, you did such and such, and this was wrong. And we'll be shamefaced. We'll cry, all kinds of stuff. Say, oh man, babe, I'm sorry. We'll become apologetic about it and all of that sort of thing, because that feeling, we don't like it. So what we'll do is, instead of miring in the feeling, we use that as the catalyst to make the improvements that we need to make to the best of our ability, which is the difference between a lioness and a hyena. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. I also want to bring to your attention the petition that we have against Black Lives Matter Global Networking Foundation. And we are almost at that 10,000 signature mark. So please, if you have not signed the petition, please go down into the description box, hit the link for the petition, sign it, share it, and contribute to it as well. Also, jump down in the comment section and let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.